It's a sweltering afternoon at IDEO's office in Palo Alto, and a team's huddled around a messy whiteboard, stuck on a problem: how to redesign a hospital gown that doesn't make patients feel vulnerable. Everyone's tense. Then David Kelley, the design guru and Stanford D-School founder, flips the script, urging the team to ditch safe ideas. What happens next? A flood of wild, goofy sketches that look ridiculous at first, but spoiler alert, spark a breakthrough no one saw coming. Most people think creativity is an elusive gift, but the Kelley brothers prove it's more like a muscle you can train. Here's how they show it's less about talent, more about courage. At IDEO, redesigning the clunky hospital gown was a dreaded project. The team started sketching wildly. Open backs turned into clever wraps, funky prints replaced sterile whites. David Kelley pushed them to embrace embarrassment, knowing that the first ugly ideas would lead to gold. Soon, empathy and humor transformed the gown, making patients feel dignity again. Think of creativity like learning to skateboard. You fall a dozen times, get bruised, but muscle memory builds confidence. Similarly, creativity needs practice, not perfection. You throw out rough ideas, reject your inner critic, and over time, your brain gets wired to spot innovative solutions faster. After embracing this mindset, teams stop fearing failure. They become relentless experimenters, not perfectionists. One IDEO project turned from stalled brainstorming to non-stop prototyping, showing that bravery, not genius, fuels creativity. The surprise: when you ditch fear, the most unexpected ideas become your strongest allies. Here's a twist: you don't have to be lone geniuses to unlock creativity. The Kelley brothers show how mixing wildly different people sparks ideas that none could have dreamed of alone. For an urban bike project, IDEO gathered engineers, artists, sociologists, and even a pro BMX rider. This ragtag crew clashed, laughed, argued, but every wild voice pushed the bike's design beyond standard limits. The final prototype: lightweight yet funky, totally user-friendly. Without this mashup, the bike would have been just another commuter model. Radical collaboration is like mixing colors on a painter's palette. Different hues, technical, artistic, emotional, blend and create shades no single color can. The Kelley brothers call it creative collision. When you seek clashing perspectives, your brain's forced to connect dots in new ways. This method doesn't just make good ideas, it breaks the usual thought patterns. Diverse teams, even if messy, challenge assumptions and expand possibility zones. The catch: you need psychological safety. People gotta feel safe being honest. When that happens, innovation sneaks in through the cracks of debate. The Kelleys aren't big on daydreaming without moving, they preach a bias toward action. Here's why jumping into creating trumps endless planning. IDEO's famous shopping cart project nailed it. Instead of debating features in boardrooms, the team built rough versions fast. They tested in real stores, watched shoppers' reactions, and iterated furiously. Early failures showed what worked and what didn't, cutting months off development and uncovering hidden insights. Rapid prototyping is like cooking a new recipe by throwing ingredients in, tasting, adjusting, not just memorizing a cookbook. The Kelleys argue that your mind needs the feedback loop of doing. Abstract planning is a slow trap. Real learning comes when you mess up fast and fix it. This relentless doing cycles back to creative confidence. Each prototype boosts your belief that you can innovate, shifting your identity from hesitant thinker to playful creator. The kicker: when action replaces doubt, serious innovation sneaks in through the door you didn't plan to open. Back at IDEO, that clunky hospital gown was unrecognizable: soft fabrics, easy sleeves, dignity restored. That moment wasn't magic, it was creative confidence unleashed, the courage to fail, the power of diverse minds, and the insistence on action. Next time you're stuck, grab a pen, sketch your worst idea first, and dare to put it in the wild. Your creativity muscles ready for a workout. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.